I'm here to record the daily lecture. There's stuff to speak about, and though this hurdle of recording every day is not a big deal since it has been incorporated into my daily routine, but what can be the challenge? There are problems with every gadget after some time, and now it's none other the thing that is picturizing me, the camera. Most of the times, and even today, twice it has happened that I'm almost through my speech and its storytelling, and in between it beeps and says no card present. I think there's some problem. The card has loosened a bit and it stops detecting, and you're gone with all your recordings. That data is lost, and you think you cannot do it again, that natural flow which you acquired in the first time. But that's what you say. The story that is not perfect, there's a loop, it never goes straight, you find a different path and fine, you achieve it. So there has to be a makeshift arrangement wherever there is a problem. So what I have done is pulled out the memory card, inserted a piece of paper that has been folded twice and thrice and given it a certain thickness, and ensure that it tightens a bit and it comes out as better fitting. It does work most of the times, but it's still the trouble hits me and keeps hitting me in between. Anyways, when we're talking about a story, imagine a story in which there is a boy and a girl. They live in a house which gets all the sunshine and the winterish, and there are sheep and barns around. They have got ample to eat and full of milk and everything, every comfort that one can cherish and relish. There's no problem at all. Life is going as usual, as good as it can be. One can imagine the utopia. Will that story be interesting? No. That cannot be an interesting story. Why? Because there's no conflict, there's no problem, and we cannot relate to that story with our real life. Our real life is convoluted. Whether you go to office, you are studying for an exam, or going to a market, doing or managing about your finances, office spending, there is a problem. There's a trouble. There is something hampering your movement, your actions, your thoughts, your plannings, and how you go about it, how you face the problem. Are you able to come up with solutions that bar away those problems and you meet your desired ends? And this is what this storytelling, a good storytelling, is defined with. A storytelling is more interesting, a story is more interesting when it has got conflicts. You would like to have a hero, that also that hero feels powerful or significant when there is an anti-hero or villain that is almost power or equivalent or a little higher than him. Both try to influence within their spheres, and you wait until they face each other off. Then you lay your mercy towards the hero or anti-hero, villain, whatever you call it according to your liking. But this conflict is what keep to your toes and have you bite your nails and make it all interesting. Grab your seat until the point of suspense is revealed and then it's calm. This is what makes a story come lively and colorful. There has to be deep contrast between the good guy, between the bad guy, the ideal situation as it was in the beginning, then how the problems came, whether it was created by a person, whether it was the life situation, hardships, and it's never straight. It goes round and round, turns into circles, it takes a different route, and finally he reaches to the point which could have been straight, but it would never have been as interesting as it was when it was the other way around. So that's what our aim should be while telling a story, while telling an act. When I'll be preparing for a patter or act for my magic, I need to diffuse all my acts into something meaningful, and also there should be a conflict. There shouldn't be the case where they're able to guess from the minute one that this is what is going to happen, or it seems trivial to them, that there's nothing to guess or relate sense of direction, there's the flow is missing. That is what can be called to be the one of the weakest link of the production, of the presentation. Showmanship is a skill acquired from learning observation, and it only comes to those who try hard to learn it. And it's not as easy just acting or showing them the bunch of magic tricks. No, it was never the same. Many people fall into the trap of bungling up that many tricks to show them, just dump on them, and fails to get the responses they would have desired. It never happens. Why? Because they never analyzed it from the front of the another person, the third person perspective that judges it, that whether it's interesting or not. So it's very much important to work out on your routine and let's see how it comes out. Maybe hire a person or a friend of yours who can act as a director and give you a genuine feedback about how your things are coming about, whether the humorous thing is working out or not, whether the piece you're showing are going in a flow or the unnecessary movements. So there are all sort of things that has to work out and worked out within a specific deadline, as Tommy Weather wants to say that there will be the always deadline pushing towards the other end, and you'll always strive for perfection, and perfection is a utopia, is an unrealistic target that never happens, and unnecessarily it will push your timing of show, better or performance towards the end where you'll never achieve. And the first thing, or the first pattern, the first act is never going to be the perfect, but at least you can tap yourself that you have started and things will go well, and try not to stick to your one routine because you're too afraid of just hampering or disturbing with your current act, which is gaining so much of audience and attention, success, and fear of incorporating something new. Just do not let that happen. Let the creativity flow into that things, and do not be afraid to venture into different fields which are not necessarily connected to those but may make it more interesting. And the more the layers of things or ideas into your act, more it will be called the rich and something worth remembering and watching. The stronger will be your marketing and the persons who will market it free for you. So that's what our aim is, that's what my aim is, and this is what every artist who would like to be a showman should strive for. So working hard towards that end, and I'm sure I'll do it. So that's all from my side today. There you go. Bye. Take care.